This title is narrated with virtual voice, computer-generated narration for audiobooks. With the End in Mind. By Peter David Orr. Chapter 1. Imagine standing atop the South Tower of the World Trade Center and entertaining the notion of throwing yourself over the side. At over 1,300 feet above ground level, that's what Michael did in August of 2001. Not a cloud as far as the eye could see. No New York City summer morning haze. Michael and two other teachers were pre-tripping a student tour. They rode the elevator to the summit of 2 World Trade Center and explored the observation decks, indoors on the 107th floor and outdoors on the 110th floor. Looking out over the city, he quizzed his friend Andy. If someone jumped, how long would someone be conscious before hitting Liberty Street? Andy shrugged. Would you black out before? I don't know. On the other hand, I could figure out how long it would take. He clicked his pen and turned to Michael. How high is this platform? Michael unfolded the World Trade Center pamphlet. Here it is. Tower 2 is 1,362 feet high. Andy snagged it from him and jotted down some figures. The force of gravity is 9.8 meters per second. The height needs to be converted into meters. That would be about 419 meters. Divide 419 meters by 4.9. That would be approximately 85.5. The square root of that is 9.25 seconds. Of course, that would be in a vacuum. Air resistance would need to be figured in. So you're saying it would take around 10 seconds? Still figuring, Andy ignored the question. After a long moment, he hands the calculations to Michael and points to a circled 3-digit number. What's 203? That's how fast you'd be going in the split second before impact. Michael scratched his head. That's like being in an Indy car. Wouldn't you reach terminal velocity around 120-something mile per hour? I've heard that a person in freefall stops accelerating at some point. Andy tapped the pen on his chin. Sounds familiar. I'm not sure. Michael shuffled to the railing. Over the edge he went. A godlike euphoria dominated. Everything below appeared small, helpless, and unreal. The unfamiliar perspective prevented him from taking it all in. Focusing on his immediate surroundings didn't help. The cold steel and mirrored glass reflected his hopeless face. For the first time in his life, his future was dead certain. 3 minutes coverage on the evening news, then forgotten. Halfway to the unforgiving pavement, a sense of absolute emptiness caused a wave of panic, and he pulled the ripcord. A handful of pedestrians rubbernecked as he floated across the intersection, expecting to see a film crew. Nope, no cameras, just another day in the Big Apple. Most of his buddies never missed a chance to give him a sly wink. Michael and Laura had an open relationship. They marketed the agreed-upon lies, like, marriage is an unnatural state. We're just allowing each other to be happy. Our marriage is stronger for it. They made an art form of virtue signaling when responding to friends and family about having kids. Who brings children into a world like this? The world is already overpopulated. Maybe we'll adopt a disadvantaged child in the future. Did these platitudes matter on the day that he walked in on Laura and a movie producer in her dressing room? No. In fact, seeing the look on Laura's face, one he hadn't seen in a decade, made him unhinged. The supposed rubber resilience of their marriage felt like hollow indifference for the first time. How could he fault Laura when he was up to his eyeballs in hypocritical sludge? Besides, he benefited from her focused pursuit of fame and fortune. She was a stunning professional, with famous, powerful, and useful connections. He spiraled inward and found nothing at his core. I'm fundamentally flawed. I created this monster. I have built up this callus of spiritually devoid materialism. Though numb to the point of inaction, he craved a new start. He spent countless hours fantasizing about a do-over life. It wasn't long before these daydreams became plans. He perched on the edge of criminality, and it made him feel alive. In June of 2005, Michael booked a weekend at the Meadows, a restored colonial-era farmhouse nestled in the Hudson Valley.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.